Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Vapor-Tokers. Making a quick video here for all you folks that are new to the Tankomizer. Just want to show you what it comes, how it comes, how to put it together, and how to get it started. You got to kind of prime it first on the first use, and then after that you can keep kind of using it. So just going to talk a little bit about it, show you the pieces, how it goes together, and stuff like that. So when you order a Tankomizer, it's going to come in 3 pieces. So you got the tank, which is a little tube here. Then you got the actual atomizer or cautomizer. This one's a dual coil with resistance to match our batteries, and then a drip tip. So that's basically what it comes with. And then how you assemble it is pretty simple. On each side, they look the same, but they're actually different. One actually has a ridge on it, and that's where the base of that cautomizer will sit into flushly. So you want to put it in the side that has the ridge, put it in that way, so you just shove it in here, meets up on the other side. And a thing to keep in mind also is that these end caps can also come up, it can also pop off. You can pull these end caps off. So that's just for just for gee-whiz information. I'll explain why that's important later. So you can push it in, and then the base of it will be flush, basically, with that ridge in there. So it'll fit nicely in there, and then the tip will come out on the top here. There's a little white stopper here, and that keeps the juice contained in there. And at the same time, there's a little pinhole, which is where the vapor will come out into your mouthpiece, which the drip tip, which actually goes in here, and it recedes that little white cap further in. But anyway, to get started, you're going to take off this rubber cap that's sealing the cautomizer, and then you'll see some cotton in there, and then a little tube. And there's two ways to do this to prime it. So the more thorough way would be to drip juice down the side of this, and you just kind of hold it at an angle like the Hydra, and just drip on the edge and just kind of roll it and let it soak into the cotton. It'll take kind of a while, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, because it can hold maybe 15 to 20 drops. So you want to basically saturate the cotton that's inside the cautomizer before you actually fill the tank. So they'll hold juice in here and then hold juice out here also. If you don't saturate this enough or correctly, then you're gonna get a burning taste when you even though you have a bunch of juice all in the tank. It enters through a single pinhole down here on the bottom of the atomizer. So it needs to have a pre-soak in here, and then it'll slowly draw in from the outer portion of the Tankomizer. So 2 ways. So that's the thorough way. You just kind of drip it in the edge and let it kind of soak into the cotton. Watch it soak into the cotton. There's a tube that's down in the middle, and you want to make sure you don't get any juice in there, because it goes straight through to the bottom, and then it'll start leaking out on your hand. So you want to just tilt it enough, drip it on the edge, let it hit the cotton, kind of soak it, and then kind of rotate it and let it keep spinning around and soaking into the cotton. So that's the thorough way. You'll know when it's soaked when it starts to come out the pinhole down here, and then you know that it's all soaked in there. So you can do it with the tank on, or you can actually do it with it out. You can pull it out and do it that way too. So that's one way, the more thorough way. Another way that you can do this is you can actually fill the tank. So the way you'd fill the tank itself is you just push this out a little bit, and keep in mind the end caps come off, so always be holding them, making sure they don't pop off, because then you don't want it spilling any juice out if you have juice in the tank. So then you're going to pull the cautomizer out a little bit, just pull it out a little bit, so that the top part up here clears the end cap, and you can actually move the cautomizer inside. I don't know if you can see that, but I can move it in there. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pull it back enough, and then you're going to crack the back end cap a little bit off, so that the cautomizer will actually be angled inside the tank. So you can see it's kind of up on the top there. It'll leave a space for you to drip your liquid in. So you'll drip liquid inside. Careful not to get it inside into the center tube. So you'll just tilt it like that, like the Hydra, and drip it down there, and you'll see it fill into the tank, which I'll do shortly with a different tank. And then once it gets kind of full to the top, you can tilt it up here, and then you can push this through. And then there, see how the top can come off. So you want to make sure you hold it. Just always be aware that these end caps can come off these kind of Tankomizers, and that goes for all of them. So you can get it through that way. Then the way you can prime it, instead of the more thorough way of dripping it all in through the cotton, is you can fill it in here, then you basically seal the bottom off like this, put your drip tip on it like so, just snap it on. And then what you're going to do is, once the drip tip is on, you're going to seal the bottom up, and then you're gonna basically suck, like a, give it a nice strong kind of drag. And what that does is the airflow will come up through the middle, and it will seep through here, and it'll actually pull some fluid into the pinhole, so you can actually fill it in reverse. So you can do it that way. You can maybe drip some of the cotton, because that's more guarantee, how much you're actually filling in there. Fill it up to where you think you put enough in there, and then you can kind of maybe do that technique after, just to make sure there's some in there. But you don't have to. If you do it the other way and you drip it in the side, you'll fill it perfectly. You just keep doing that till you see that it's all soaked and it's not taking any more liquid. And like I said, you'll know because it'll come out the pinhole on the bottom, or even off this bottom a little bit. So you want to kind of stop at that point. You don't want to keep doing it. It's just going to keep overflowing. So that's what you'll have to do to prime it. So that way the cartomizer actually has liquid inside of it before you actually fill the tank. That way your juice is in there and it's actually burning juice, and it's not going to give you a burnt taste. Because if you don't do that right, if you don't prime it enough, you'll actually get like a burning flavor. You'll get a little bit of your juice flavor, but it'll be half juice and half kind of like a burnt taste. So just make sure that it's primed enough by either doing it that way or the other way, where you can fill it in here and then seal the bottom and kind of drag it to suck it through the little pinhole. So that, and you'll notice, like, if you fill it up and you just sit here and drag it and suck on it, you'll see that the level will decrease and it will fill into the tank. Into the cartomizer itself. So, but that's how you do that. Let's see. And then you also got to remember, you put this little rubber cap. So after you prime it either this way or you prime it the other way, when you're done, you want to put this cap back on. And then you can push it down. Again, like, the tube will push it out, so always beware. Hold the back when you're pushing on the top, because you can push it out the back, push it out the top, and then these end pieces can come off also. So it's a little bit more tedious than other atomizers. So that's why it's more for the advanced folks or the people who have the patience to mess with it. But once you get this process knocked out of the way, then pretty much all you have to do then is just refill the outside, and then keep the inside will always be saturated with liquid. The only other thing with these is, with that, knowing you have to prime it that much, it's obviously hard to change flavors with this type. So if you always use the same flavor, no big deal. You can just keep using it. So let me show you real quick with my other one on refilling it here.